Good morning, CPTO here. Today I'd like to share a bit about communication. I think this last few days has been very exciting. You can see that the Americans have been booted out of Afghanistan. So basically, I think it's a classic case of breakdown in communication. For over 20 years, Uncle Sam tried to impose their version of democracy to the world, and this is what happened. Yeah. So because of this communication breakdown, again they have to be the hasty retreat. But actually, communication is so important in all aspects of our life. We have communication issue with children, with family, with our peers, and with our client in the society, and also finally with our own self. Because of our inability to communicate with our own higher self or whatever, we sometimes suffer. And that suffering comes because of us ignoring the body's signal to us. This is how the disease state starts. Most of these, like the Chinese say, the start of an illness started from the heart. So if you do not treat the heart, that blockages in the heart will result in a physical manifestation of the physical illness. So if you have an unresolved emotional issue, anger, hatred, jealousy, that can cause the heart, the chakra, to fuse up, to close up. And then, of course, eventually it can result in, a physical illness like heart disease, a stroke, because where the chi is impeded, the blood is impeded, and that ultimately also can cause uh, cells to mutate because they have lack of oxygen and all that. So it's important and vital that we learn how to communicate with ourselves. Now, of course, since ancient time, the Chinese has been always trying to devise method of communication. Now, the earliest known is of course, again now, even after more than maybe 10,000 years, the Chinese practice this art of divinity, of trying to communicate with the divine. So basically, it had be a two-piece of wood couplet, or for simplicity, you can also use two coins. So the coins will be, let's say, two similar coin face. So there's a coin, there's a head or tail. So something like this. So you would just use this coin with same facing, and then when you make an offering to pray, we will just drop and cast this coin, and to see whether we receive an answer as a kind of a primitive communication with the divine. So basically, the standard is one of the coin must be, they don't have a similar side facing. Similar side facing, the Chinese will call it chiu bui. That means it's not a true answer. So you have to cast and get a uh, alternative, one that is head and one that is tail. So this is the basis of communication. Of course, uh, with later practice, you can do that within your heart. Yeah? So there is using your prenomination, your feeling, your gut feeling to communicate to the higher self. And of course, even the modern day, the polygraph uses the same technique to test a person whether he's lying or telling the truth. Because truth is always strength. So when is something false, weakness is always weak. So this is again, you can use it through a method of muscle testing to determining whether this is true and false. So again, through practice, all this can be automatic, within yourself, within your heart, with the feeling. Yeah. Again, this 0 and 1 or 1 and 2, yes and no. This is the Chinese have referred to the I Ching, the art of divinity, communicating, and this is actually the basis of a computer software program, of the early computer software program when we first went into learn how to design software. The flow chart was similarly programmed on this way. Yes, no, if no, then draw another chart. Then if yes, go further down. So this is the same thing. By using this art of communication, you can find a true self, your true answer, or the best answer to the circumstances. Well, just hope you enjoy this. Maybe if you like, you can always join us in our weekly meetup where we have a regular weekly uh, period of meditation. Now, period of meditation is another important aspect of communication because, like the saying say, when you pray, you are hoping the divine listen, but only in a deep silence. You can cut out all the filter, all the chatter. You will be able to hear the answer. So this is why this is another important aspect is to develop the habit, long period of meditation. When you meditate, the absolute peace and silence, the noise, the clatter is switched off, and you are connected to the force, to the nature. Like now, you are at peace, and in this type of moment, you will find your answer to many of your issues. Thank you.